They thought it was just another commercial, a cheesy back-to-school special with a few cute kids. They laughed, they mocked, they raged. They thought Caitlin Clark was on the defensive, reacting to their hate. They were wrong. This wasn't a defense. It was an attack. A silent, calculated, corporate-backed declaration of war. And the story they don't want you to know is that she's already won. We have to go back just a few weeks to understand the sheer arrogance of the forces aligned against Caitlin Clark. The WNBA All-Star votes came in, and the fans, the people who actually buy the tickets and watch the games, screamed her name. 1.3 million votes. A historic, record-shattering number. But inside the league, a different story was being written. A darker story. Her own peers, the veteran players, ranked her as the 9th best guard in the entire league. 9th. Basketball Hall of Famer Dick Vitale didn't mince words. He called it what it was, pure jealousy. This wasn't a basketball opinion. This was a message. It was a coordinated attack from an old guard that is terrified of the future she represents. They drew a line in the sand, so Caitlin Clark went to Indianapolis-based pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly, and she built a weapon disguised as a commercial. And tonight, we're going to expose how she used it to destroy them. To understand the revenge, you have to understand the betrayal. And make no mistake, what the WNBA veterans did is one of the ugliest betrayals in modern sports. Two-time NBA champion Michael Thompson even created an acronym for it. Jeep, jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness. It's not just that they voted against her, it's how they did it. This was a quiet, backroom campaign to humiliate her on a national stage. They wanted to send a message to the brands, to the fans, to the league itself. We don't care if she's your golden goose. She is not one of us. The most damning piece of evidence. The players voted for Clark's own Indiana Fever teammate, Kelsey Mitchell, to be ranked higher than her. Think about that. They propped up her own teammate to make the insult sting even more. This wasn't about stats. Clark leads in almost every meaningful metric. This was about feelings. It was a coordinated conspiracy to protect the egos of an establishment that can't stand seeing an outsider rewrite all the rules. They see her success not as a rising tide lifting all boats, but as a tidal wave drowning their legacy. And while all this was happening, what did Clark do? Did she fire back on social media? Did she give a tearful press conference? No. She went into a studio with a bunch of 5-year-olds and smiled for the camera.
There we go. First up, Harlow. Do you have a question for me? Okay, let's hear what you got.
When were you my age?
When was I your age?
What were you like at my age?
I was energetic. I loved being outside and playing with my friends. I played basketball. I played soccer. What's your favorite thing about being 5?
Play sports.
Play sports? What sports do you play?
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. What can you do in gymnastics?
A handstand.
You can do a handstand? Oh my gosh. I wish I could do a handstand. Do you think you could teach me? You could teach me, okay.
There we go. First up, Harlow. Do you have a question for me? Okay, let's hear what you got. When were you my age? When was I your age? What are you like at my age? I was energetic. I loved being outside and playing with my friends. I played basketball. I played soccer. What's your favorite thing about being 5? Play sports. What sports you play? Gymnast. Gymnastics. What can you do in gymnastics? A handstand. You can do a handstand. Oh my gosh. I wish I could do a handstand. Do you think you could teach me? You could teach me? Okay. On the surface, it's charming, relatable. But look closer. This is the first phase of the counterattack. The commercial positions Clark as a wholesome, family-friendly role model, the exact image the bitter veterans have tried and failed to achieve for years. She's not just playing with kids, she's capturing the hearts and minds of the next generation of fans. She's building an army of loyalists that will follow her anywhere, and she's doing it right under their noses. The haters saw a harmless ad. Her team saw a strategic masterstroke. This wasn't just a commercial, it was a power move, and they never saw it coming. The location of this power move is critical. Eli Lilly is a multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical giant headquartered in Indianapolis. This isn't just a random endorsement. This is a hometown alliance. It's a message to the league and its resentful veterans. You may control the locker room, but I control the corporate boardrooms in my own city. While you're playing petty voting games, I'm aligning myself with global industries. And what is the message in this commercial? Health, wellness, nutrition, things that signal long-term value and cultural impact.
My mom says I have to eat my vegetables. Do you always eat your vegetables? Be honest.
I actually do. I like vegetables. I'm not even lying. But my mom said the same thing when I was your age. So my favorite vegetable is probably broccoli. You don't like broccoli? Broccoli's good. Come on. I promise they're good. You just have to try them. I'm not even...
My mother says I have to eat my vegetables. Do you always eat your vegetables? Be honest. I actually do. I like vegetables. I'm not even lying. But my mom said the same thing when I was your age. So my favorite vegetable is probably broccoli. You don't like broccoli? Broccoli is good. Come on. I promise they're good. And you just try them alive in... It seems innocent, right? Talking about broccoli? But this is phase 2 of the revenge. Major pharmaceutical companies don't partner with overhyped players. They invest in proven, bankable assets with mainstream appeal. This partnership with Eli Lilly gave Clark a stamp of corporate legitimacy that infuriated the old guard. It elevated her from a basketball player to a cultural icon, a trusted voice for health and family values. It's a status they've coveted for decades, and she achieved it in her second year. But the most devastating weapon was hidden in a simple answer to a simple question. The haters heard a cute story. I heard a confession, and a
Thing you wish you knew at my age.
Ooh. I took basketball very seriously. I always thought winning and losing was super important, but I think just having fun, like enjoy playing with your friends, just enjoy it as much as you can. What do you want to be doing at my age?
Being a professional basketball player like you.
Professional basketball player? Maybe you can play for the Fever.
until you wish you knew. At my age, I took basketball very seriously. I always thought winning and losing was super important. But I think just having fun, like enjoy playing with your friends, just enjoy it as much as you can. What do you want to be doing at my age? I'm a professional basketball player, right? You professional basketball player. Maybe you can play for the Fever. I took basketball very seriously. I always thought winning and losing was super important. This isn't just a nostalgic memory. This is the truth of Caitlin Clark. She is a killer. She's been a killer since she was a child. The veterans mistook her popularity for softness. They saw the endorsement deals and the magazine covers and assumed she was just a marketing product. They forgot that the marketing only exists because she is relentlessly, pathologically driven to win. This commercial was her reminding them, in the most subtle way possible, who they are dealing with. She disguised a warrior's mentality inside a wholesome package. And that brings us to the final, most brutal phase of the revenge: the money. This has always been about money. The veterans are watching from the sidelines as Clark signs multi-million-dollar deals with Nike, Gatorade, Wilson, and State Farm. A rare rookie card of hers just sold for $660,000. Her Fever jerseys outsell entire WNBA teams combined. She is an economic phenomenon. And here's the sickening hypocrisy. The same veterans who are trying to tear her down are the ones benefiting the most. The WNBA is seeing unprecedented growth, with chartered flights and increased salaries for the first time, all directly attributed to the Caitlin Clark effect. In fact, the league was reportedly losing money for 28 years before her arrival. And how do these players show their gratitude? During the recent All-Star game, they wore shirts that said, "Pay us what you owe us." They are demanding more of the very money that Caitlin Clark is generating, while simultaneously voting against her and feeding the media machine that attacks her. It is a level of backstabbing that is simply breathtaking. They thought they could have it both ways. They thought they could cash her checks and stab her in the back. That was their mistake. The Eli-Lily partnership wasn't just another deal. It was the checkmate. It was Clark moving her pieces off the WNBA's tiny, jealous chessboard and onto the global stage. It was her securing a power base so far beyond their reach that their petty high school drama becomes utterly irrelevant. Her revenge isn't loud and angry. It's quiet and devastating. It's the sound of another cash register ringing. It's the sight of her face on another national campaign. It's the knowledge that she has built an empire that is completely immune to their jealousy. She used their hate as fuel, their pettiness as a smokescreen, and their arrogance as the perfect cover for a corporate blitzkrieg they never saw coming.
I'm always tired, so what do you do to keep yourself energized and alert?
Ooh, I was always tired at your age too. I think because you have so much going on, you have school, sports. I think the best things I do to keep myself healthy are getting the right amount of sleep every single night. I think eating properly, but also drinking a lot of water. That's always important to stay hydrated.
I'm always tired. So what do you do to keep yourself energized and alert? Oh, I was always tired at your age too. I think because you have so much going on. You have school sports. I think the best things I do to keep myself healthy are getting the right amount of sleep every single night. I think eating properly, but also drinking a lot of water. That's always important to stay. She's tired because she's not just playing basketball. She's building a dynasty. The kids in that commercial aren't just props. They represent her future fan base. A generation that will see her, not the bitter veterans, as the face of this league. When she looked at that little girl and said, "Maybe you can play for the Fever," she wasn't just being sweet. She was anointing her own successor. She was building the future and making the old guard a relic of the past, in real time. Until you wish you knew, at my age. Oh, I took basketball very seriously. I always thought winning and losing was super important. But I think just having fun, like enjoy playing with your friends, just enjoy it as much as you can. What do you want to be doing at my age? I'm a professional basketball player, right? You professional basketball player, maybe you can play for the Fever. This is the ultimate revenge. She doesn't need to fight them on their terms. She doesn't have to win their approval. She simply has to succeed on a scale they can't even comprehend. The Eli-Lily commercial was a statement that she has transcended basketball and become a permanent fixture in mainstream American culture. While they were busy plotting against her in a meaningless poll, she was busy securing a partnership that will help define her post-basketball career before her third season has even started. They thought they were in a rivalry. She knew she was in a war for her legacy, and she just delivered the killing blow, but this isn't over. A cornered animal is a dangerous one. The old guard has been publicly humiliated. Their conspiracy has been exposed, and Clark's counter-move was more successful than they could have ever imagined. They will not take this lying down. The secret war is about to spill out from the voting booths and boardrooms onto the hardwood, and it's going to get ugly. Now that she's proven she won't just take the abuse, their next move will have to be much more direct. And we're already digging into what that means for her safety on the court next season. The whispers are unsettling. They know they can't beat her on the balance sheets, so they may just try to beat her, period. The story is far from over.